All right, thank you very much, Toastmaster Ikrama. I'm so sorry, I'm still in my car. I just got home now, but I think I can do the beat I can't hear. And and it keeps gaining momentum, I hope. And I believe today, the essence of the topic that we have to discuss today, I believe is going to be as impactful. And of course, the trainer himself is pretty seasoned, knowledgeable, and has the capacity to deliver as expected. So I want to thank the district for giving us the opportunity at Division C to put all of this together. We trust that this will be as impactful and will definitely help us meet our goals and our aspirations as Toastmasters in building our communication and indeed our leadership skills. So thank you very much. And I say, let the training begin.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's use emojis on our charts and please clap for the Division C director. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Inyan, for that opening remark. The Toastmasters Leadership Institute is meant to bridge the knowledge gap that leaders in all cadres of Toastmasters face, from the district to the division to the areas to the clubs, so that they are able to execute on their roles perfectly, to equip them with whatever skills they need to be able to have that ability to execute their offices correctly and efficiently and also excellently. So today we are going to have a moderator that's going to take us through today's meeting. And our moderator is none other than Toastmaster Aisha Babaji, who is an experienced teacher, a dynamic broadcaster, she's passionate about education, communication, and also youth development. In addition to her work in education, Toastmaster Aisha Babaji has built a vibrant career in broadcasting with almost 5 years experience at the African Independent Television, AIT. She is currently teaching in the Mass Communication Department at Bees University, Abuja. Combining her love for teaching and communication, Aisha has launched a media company, SMC Limited, and a foundation, CC Educational Foundation, which she believes will shape the young media innovators of tomorrow. So please join me with a rabble-rousing round of applause as I make welcome Toastmaster Aisha Babaji, our moderator for today. Over to you, Toastmaster Aisha. You are muted, Toastmaster Aisha, and we cannot see you. Tiam Saida, please unmute Aisha, Toastmaster Aisha.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmaster Ikrama, Toastmaster Aisha here. I'm Toastmaster Aisha. Yeah, so I'm not the speaker or the moderator because I've looked through. I can't see another Aisha. I'm the only Aisha here, and I'm not the moderator.
So it appears our moderator is missing in action. Okay, I'm going to do impromptu moderation, it appears. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters. While we await the arrival of our moderator, let me run you through what we're going to be having today at the Afterwork session. We are going to have a training on keeping commitments, which is a training about how do we keep our commitments as Toastmasters and what does it take to actually keep that commitment, from the educational commitment to the membership commitments and meeting attendance commitments, all of them. And after that, the trainer is going to wait for the question and answer session. And once we do that, we're going to have a quiz session. And from there, we're going to receive a toast from our toast bearer for today. And then we'll receive the District 130 news or info. And once we finish with that, we're going to listen to the quiz results, and the winner is going to be awarded a certificate and also a gift of a book. And then we'll receive final words from the TLI committee. With that, I will be inviting our trainer for today, who is a distinguished Toastmaster, Elvis Egena. He is the founder of Blissway Resources, an organization that specializes in creating need-based solutions for her clients, either through corporate trainings, workshops, retreats, executive coaching, and soft skills development. He has served the Toastmasters community in different capacities at the club, area, and division levels since 2019. He is the current admin manager for Division C. So please join me as I make welcome the executive coach and an accredited management trainer, distinguished Toastmaster Elvis Egena. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ikram, the moderator. Good evening, everyone. My distinguished Toastmasters here, the Division Director of Division C and Division G. I greet everyone. All the leaders in the house, thank you so much for having me, the Toastmasters Leadership Institute for District 130. It's a pleasure to always be with us. It's like family, like reunion for some of us, because I'm not sure I've seen this with Ikram this year yet. So thank you so much, everyone. And this evening, kindly confirm you can hear and see me, and also the screen I'm sharing, just to be sure.
We can see your screen. We can hear.
How about my face? Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you as well.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm not sure how much time has been allocated to this session. Mr. Moderator, can you kindly confirm that for me? How much time do we have for my session, please?
20 minutes, please. Yeah, for now. 20.
20 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Wow. All right. So, going straight to the business that we have today, keeping commitments, the true measure of character. I would like to start by asking, how many of us here have served at one point or the other, or currently serving as Vice President Education in any of our clubs? Let me see your hands up or your emoji. If you've ever been a VPE or you're currently the Vice President Education, let me see your hand up. I can only see Toastmaster Saida. Oh, my division director, man. I can't see any more hands up. Oh, okay. Aisha Babaji. Okay. Okay. So we only have 3 people that have served as VPE before or currently in our clubs. That's nice. I asked this question because the moment you get into that club officer role, you understand the value of commitment, because you more like the one running the whole club. And I'm saying this because, first of all, from the place of love and from the place of understanding of what that particular role entails. This is not to downplay any of the roles, but just to remind us of all the things that we have to do as Toastmasters. And before I even go further, I would like to draw our attention back to our Toastmasters promise. The first line says what? As a member of Toastmasters International, can someone complete this for me? As a member of Toastmasters International, my club, I promise
to attend meetings regularly.
Okay, let's just start with that first. You promise to attend club meetings regularly. That's a commitment you're making to Toastmasters. Whether or not you're keeping that commitment is a different conversation, which is even the reason why this conversation is timely for today. These days, you go to some of our club meetings and you're wondering, where is the commitment we always rehearse at the beginning of all of our meetings? Sometimes you go to some meetings, you don't have enough people. Sometimes the people that will eventually show up seem to not be prepared for the roles you are playing, and you're wondering, where are we not getting it right? So that's the reason for this conversation this evening. And at the end of this session, we're going to, it's my hope that we'll identify the importance of keeping commitment, especially in volunteer-based organizations like Toastmasters. We're also going to examine the common challenges that causes members to break commitments. Then lastly, explain practical strategies that can strengthen reliability within our clubs. So I'd like to ask again, what does commitment really mean in the Toastmasters context? Just for us to be clear, what does commitment really mean in the Toastmasters context? And at this point, I'll kindly urge us to, if you can unmute your mic, I really prefer to hear you instead of type. What does commitment really mean in the Toastmasters context? Please, the floor is open for anyone that wants to attempt. And I'm happy I have a lot of leaders in the house. So please, what does commitment mean in the Toastmasters context?
Okay, can I give it a try?
Please go ahead.
Okay, for me, maybe commitment in Toastmasters would be showing up, even at times that you are not able to do so, perhaps because of health or even maybe timing might be very tight. I've experienced that once or twice and I still had to show up. Another part would be dedicating your time or learning about roles, things you are not sure of. You would take out time to learn about the roles, the scripts, or even asking questions as well. Another last thing I would like to mention for commitment in Toastmasters would be also to ensure you come out of your comfort zone. Those issues or challenges you faced before, you should be able to try and kind of come out of it. Be intentional about it to show that you are committed so you can get better and improve. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Someone said dedication to one's role or assignment. That's good. Someone also say something around the Toastmasters core value. I'm trying to get that from the chat, which is also very correct. But then the other part I'd like us to consider this night for the sake of our conversation is the part that the role we have to play personally. So the thing is, it's not as if we don't know some of these things. So I'm not going to be bringing something you don't know before. This will just serve like either as a reminder for us to recommit to what we say we really commit to. Because imagine you come to a place every 2 weeks, depending on what time you're meeting, or for some of us that have visit more clubs within the week, you're always saying, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to do that, do that, do that, do that. That is what commitment in the Toastmasters context really mean. All the things we always reel out in our Toastmasters promise. That's the expected commitment. Now, despite this is there, do we always do it? No, we don't. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation today. So, in addition to some of the things we said, it means showing up for meetings even when schedules are tight. And I mention this as number one because everyone, currently, the demography of Toastmasters generally, you would usually have from middle to top management, either in private business or in government or in employment. So normally we are all busy. Is a fact. We are all busy. We only have maybe a 1 or 0%, 0 point something percent of students, but the rest of us are all busy, either with our private business or we're in paid employment. But then commitment means that in the midst of all this busyness, you create time for your club meetings. That's the reason why when you're getting inducted, they will make you to repeat some words. I don't know if a lot of people pay attention to those words that you say, I accept to do blah, 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 blah. Because we know volunteerism in this space is not going to be easy because of our special economic and environmental challenges. But you being committed to this mean that in the midst of everything you're doing, you still create time for this. Not because you want recognition, no, but because you've made up your mind, but because you've given your word that you're going to do this, right? It also means that you complete your assignment. Now, this is very important, especially for those of us that are in the leadership role of club level right now. You know that if your club members don't speak, if they don't record their meetings on pathways, if they don't sign up for rules, there's no way the club will grow. And that's why at some point you go to some clubs, it seems as if everybody that is doing everything from speaking to role plays are always coming from outside. Why? Because the people within are not taking their assignment seriously. And at this point, I would like to mention that assignment in Toastmasters goes beyond marking something on pathways. No, that is just like a scoreboard to see. But the real assignment is your applying of yourself to doing what you're supposed to do at every point. Commitment also means following through on mentorship promises, either as a mentor or as a mentee. How many of us here? Now, this is a very interesting conversation that if we start now, may eat up into our time. But just to summarize, how many of us here are keeping tabs on our mentor or on our mentees? I understand that there may be stories. Oh, they're not serious. They are not commitment. They are not committed. My mentors don't have time for me and all of that. But from your own part, what have you done? Remember, you came to Toastmasters for yourself. You want to grow. You want to develop. How much effort are you showing on your part towards this development? Commitment also means supporting your club or team when it truly matters. How? Showing up for meetings, participating in contests. I don't know how many of us have noticed that it's becoming more like we cajole people to contest these days. Please, if you've noticed that either through the body language of the members or through their actions, please let me see your emoji or something. It's almost looking as if we are either begging them or cajoling them to contest. Why? Because they don't understand the commitment we're talking about. When you commit to be a Toastmaster, it means you commit to the whole program, even the ones you're not going to be comfortable with at the end of the day. That's what commitment means. Now, in volunteering communities, small lapses have ripple effects through the system. What this means is this: in a place like Toastmasters and other volunteer organizations, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, it has bigger effect across board. So imagine a scenario: a vice president of education has taken time to plan meetings, and you as a role player, you don't show up. I'm not saying you didn't come at all. You just don't come on time. Do you know that just one role player not available can stop the meeting from happening? And this is a nightmare vice president education faces a lot of times. And I'm using them as example more this evening because I feel for them. I've played that role before. I see what the current vice president educations are going through every time they're organizing meetings. And that's why I'm using them as a prime example for this evening. Once you don't honor your commitment, it's beyond you. And I think it's high time we get to understand that what we are doing is helping a community. Every time you accept to do something or not do something, it either positively or negatively affects the whole community at large, whether you know it or not. It may start from your club, but you also know that the club is connected to an area, connected to a division. So if your club don't meet their goals, the areas will not meet their goals. The division will not meet, the district also will not meet. And it goes up like that till Toastmasters International. So every lapse in a community like Toastmasters have ripple effect. One of the ripple effects will be the moment you turn down a role without replacement, it means the meeting will start late. It means some people will not have enough time allocated to them to speak. It means that guests will be looking at us that we don't keep our word because we say we're going to close on time for 2 hours and our meetings will overshoot. It means that the people that will eventually speak will be under pressure to speak within a particular time. Not some. How many times do we have people these days in our club doing projects that are 18 to 20 minutes long, even though we have it on the pathways? So these are some of the ripple effects of us not honoring commitment that we are seeing today in our system. Now, why does keeping commitment matters? Number one, it builds credibility, which is one of the things I always share with my mentees and those that care to listen. Toastmasters is a breeding ground for the real world. This is the only platform or one of the platforms you can make mistakes and you can correct them. Now, a lot of us now are doing things with ourselves outside Toastmasters. There are people you know that when it comes to something serious outside Toastmasters, you will call their names first. Why there are others you can't even think about them? Why? Because even in the Toastmasters community, they are not reliable. They are not credible. If you cannot be dependent upon, no one will trust you. Is a fact. If you're the kind of person that every time they call you, there's always an excuse why you can't play a role, there's always an excuse why you can't give your speech, there's always an excuse why you can't do something, a time will come, they will sideline you and go for people that are available. And this is not bad blood, it's reality. How many of us here will want to have competent people versus reliable people? Which one would you prefer? Competence or reliability? Especially in the Toastmasters contest. Let's be sincere with ourselves. How many of us here would prefer people that have capacity over those that are reliable? No response? Okay, so let me switch the question. How many of us here would prefer reliable people over competent people, especially within the Toastmasters contest?
I prefer reliable people over competent people.
Why?
Because if someone is reliable, it means they're going to show up and be able to learn and then become competent as well. So once they're reliable, I believe that's part of what I need as a VP to ensure the meeting is successful. Reliability.
Thank you so much. When I heard as VPE, I know you're a VPE right now. Well done. But that's the truth. One of the first advices I got when I came into Toastmasters was one of the senior Toastmasters one told me, he says, availability is key. Now, when he said that, it kind of passed through my head at first. But over the time, as months went by, as I went from one meeting to the other, it got to a point where I was getting role plays in almost every meeting. There are clubs that have me on backup, standby every meeting at a time. Why? Because they know if they call me, I will show up. That's how competence is built. But the thing now is, beyond the Toastmasters community, those people and I now have a relationship that they know if they want to get anything done and I said yes, they are going to count on that yes. So that's it. Dependability earns trust. If you can't be depended upon, no one will trust you within or outside the community. It strengthens discipline. For you, the person that's dependable, it means before you get to that point where someone can count on you, you've disciplined yourself to a point. There were times that I will be called for a role play, and every part of my body wants to sleep or wants to go home, wants to rest. But then when I remember that this person that's calling me is in a fix, and I go to do that, over time I realize that I begin to do things that ordinarily I thought I wouldn't be able to do. So it strengthens my resolve. Right now, it's difficult for me to appear anywhere late. Very difficult. Traffic or whatever. Why? I learned that from the community. Yeah, I had that trait before, but it got strengthened more in the community. We used to have this unwritten rule when we came in that as a role player, minimum 30 minutes before, you should show up. You should be at the venue. It doesn't matter whether you are playing the timers role or the TMOD's role or whatever role you're playing, you show up 30 minutes before. Till date, there are days when I'm available to attend my club meetings. Usually, I'm among the first 3 people, whether I'm playing role or not. Why? The discipline has been built into my system. You can ask any of my club members here. They will tell you. In short, my last club contest, it was me, distinguished Toastmaster Ian, distinguished Toastmaster Joseph, that who were there early. It was DTM Olu and I that were the SAA that day. Why? Because the person that was slated to play that role didn't show up on time. We had to step up. Why? We were able to do that easily because it's part of our system. We've built that discipline. And we understand that if there's no one, the meeting will not go according to plan. Commitment matters because it also inspires others. I've heard several times where someone will walk up to me and say, I like the way you do your things. I like the way you do this. I like the way you handle. I like the way you speak. Without you knowing, you're inspiring others. And that's the funny thing about the kind of system we operate within. You may not know how far your actions inspires or discourage someone. So being your best goes beyond just for your sake. Keeping commitment also reflects true leadership. And this is where the matters get even more interesting. Because leadership in this case, now we're not talking about whether you're the club president or you're the district director or division director. No. You know who a true leader is when people kind of gravitate towards this person with or without office. When they have issues, who do they go to? That tells you who the leader is. When they need things to be done, who do they contact? That tells you who a leader is. So whether you have a club position right now or not, you are a leader when you are credible. Leadership is service, and service begins with keeping your word. If you say yes, can we go to sleep that you are keeping your word? Right? Now, why often do we break commitment? A lot of times I've observed some of us say yes too easily, either to please others or to not fall into that gap of the scenario that happened recently. I have this member from this particular club that came to my office and he was saying, I'm having a difficult time to show that I am not the person that people think I am. And I'm like, sir, please explain. He says, because of my current schedule, I've not been able to, for a while, keep my commitment either to come and speak or to play role. And most times it is last minute that I get to call in, or sometimes I don't even call at all to say I'm not going to make it to the meeting. And I told him, I said, Oga, you understand your schedule. Why don't you tell them on time? Because what you're doing now, right, is you're putting whoever the organizers are in a difficult position. Imagine when you've been given a speaking slot, it means no one will be given that slot for that day. You don't show up, you don't call. And he's saying, but that's not who I am. And say, yes, that may not be who you are, but that's who you are showing us. And we'll believe what you're doing more than what you're saying. And that's the truth. Saying yes too easily sometimes can be a trap. You understand yourself. You understand your commitment. It's better to say no so that you can make alternative arrangement than to say yes and not do your yes. Number two, overcommitment. Some of us belong to more than one volunteer organization. So some of us belong to Rotary, Lions Club, other organizations. So, and we are not just there as members, we have other leadership positions. So sometimes it could be clashing. We understand that too. Some other time it could be work stress and sometimes unpredictable circumstance. You've planned all your life, everything has been checked. Then last minute something just happens and you can't just go. The issue is not that it's happening, it's how you handle it. How about reaching out on time? Oh, this is happening. I may not be able to make it. And going beyond that to find a replacement. I learned this very early when we came into the community. That whenever you say yes to any role, before you have the mind to call the VP or whoever is in charge that you're not going to make it, make alternative arrangement. Let it be that the person says no, that I have another option than you not. Why? You are helping to ease the burden of arranging for the person in charge. So if you're not going to be there, aside telling them on time, give suggestions or even go ahead. Right now, it's very difficult. If you're the city VP here now that have invited me before, you can bear me witness. If I tell you yes, and I'm not going to make it, the moment before I call it, I'm not going to make it, I've already called someone that will step in for me. So as I'm calling you to tell you I may not be able to make it, I'm telling you that someone is coming to replace me. I'm doing that because I understand what it means to keep commitment. It's not about whether you will like me or not. It's about me having a free conscience to go and sleep at home after the whole thing is done. Right? Lack of reminders or structure, and this goes both ways for either the club or the member. For the club, there was a club I was invited to be the general evaluator, I think like 2 months ago. I had to call the president on the day of the meeting. I'm like, are we still having this meeting or not? No, Toastmaster of the day. Because I didn't see no flyer, no reminder either to me or on the group. And to the day of the meeting was just that day. I had to confirm. Was there a change? So that's a typical example from the club structure. As VPE or as club officer, it doesn't just end when you say, oh, I will have a VPE. You need to keep people reminded. We are all busy. Chances are that things might come and we may forget our commitment. So when you see a reminder, it reminds you that, oh, you've made the commitment somewhere. That's on the club structure part. The personal part is when you say yes, as simple as setting it up in your Google Calendar. So day, GE. It helps you. You can even do a day before so that you can know and plan your day. Then lastly, fear of underperforming. A lot of us procrastinate because we don't want to underperform. The guy I was discussing, I mentioned earlier, that was the challenge he had. He said because he was trying to overcome procrastination, he said yes to a lot of things. But then the worst that happened was he was breaking the yeses. So he was losing credibility, losing trust, losing reliability in the face of the people he want to collaborate with them to overcome procrastination. So he was making matters worse. Now, next. How many times have we accepted a club role only to cancel last minute? How many of us here have ever accepted a club role and canceled last minute? And how did you handle it? Please, let's talk. Now, whether you did it bad or not is not a problem. Let's just know first because we're here to help ourselves. How many times have we accepted club commitment, club role that you had to cancel before now? Anyone in the meeting room? Anyone? So I'm going to assume that all of us here keep our word. Yes? If it's yes,
Yeah,
let me see
okay.
your
Allow
evidence.
me to- Yes, I think there was a time I had to cancel a club role that I've accepted due to unforeseen circumstances. But for me, on my own part, knowing that I am committed to playing that role and I've never actually accepted a role and canceled, before I called in to cancel, what I did was I looked for a replacement. And after confirming the replacement, I then called the Vice President Education and told them of the unfortunate circumstance and then gave them the contact of the next person. And they were able to have the meeting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ikrama. I know you understand this because you've been VPE before. And I know how. I remember when you were VPE of Commercial of Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much. That's the way it is. And you're not doing this because you've been VPE before, but it's part of your commitment. You said yes, keep your yes. The thing is, this builds in you a certain character that would help you within and outside the community. So that is why this is important that we pay attention to. Right? Now, when promises are broken, when commitments are broken, what happens? We have events and meetings that lose quality. One of the challenges we have in the community right now is the kind of, for a typical Toastmasters meeting, you will go to events and you hear some people speak and you're wondering, is this a Toastmasters club? Or does this person have a mentor? Or did the person rehearse or practice at all? Why? Because along the line, someone has not held up to their own part of the commitment. So our meetings now are losing quality as a result of this. Team morals drop. That's why a lot of times these days, the moment the president finishes, you will see that they'll take like a few days gap or a few months gap or sometimes years gap from the meeting. Why? Because it seems as if they were the only one carrying the whole burden of the club on their head. Why? Because other people didn't keep their own part of the community. Community's trust weakens. There are people now that you will call in this community that and say, "Oh, I want to do this with this person." Everybody will tell you, "Don't go there." Why? Because over time, they've shown that they cannot be trusted. Growth slows down, and this is the painful part. We all came to Toastmasters to grow, but because of the way we do our things, we cannot grow. Growth is not something you wish into be. No, you live into it. The moment you show up, the more you show up. I was telling one of my mentees the other day that the more lectern time you have, the more behind the lectern time you have, the higher your chances of growth and the quicker you will grow. And what I meant by that was the more roles you play, because anything that will take you behind the lectern means you're going to speak, either to open the meeting, to play a role, to do a prepared speech, whatever it is. The more lectern behind the lectern time you have, the higher your chances of growth and the quicker that growth will happen. Now, because of our time, what are the things we can do to start building our commitment habit or to strengthen the one we already have? Start small. Don't take too much. If you know that you only have 2 days in a month to commit to Toastmasters, please stick with those 2 days. Don't take up roles you know you're not going to honor or that will eventually not happen because of one thing or the other. It's better to not explain than to take it up and start explaining later, right? Don't take too much. Do what you know you can do well. If it's timers role you know you can do at this point that you're practicing to be better at, take timers role. Sometimes it could help you to write the commitment down against a date. For me, I use Google Calendar a lot. So the moment I agree on something, I'll just go to that particular date on my Google Calendar on my phone and I type the name and the event. So a day before, it reminds me. So I know. You can get accountability. Talk to someone. Mentor in Toastmaster is not just the one that's assigned to you. Anyone you feel can be of help to you in your growth journey. Approach the person. That could be your mentor. Review regularly. This one happens to me usually whenever I want to renew my dues. I will ask myself, how far? You're going to pay for another 1 year. The past 1 year, what have you done? How do you measure the growth you've experienced so far? Have you even grown at all? So you review. As you're keeping the commitment, it's not just enough for you to show up and do all these rules. How are you growing? Beyond the you are doing well that people tells you, are you really doing well? You review. Is this commitment translating to growth for me personally or professionally? If not, it's just activity. Then lastly, keep promises to yourself. The moment you say, I am doing this, be aside the club, you're also making a promise to yourself. Once you keep that, that's one of the things that increases your self-confidence, whether you're speaking or not, and about life generally. When you realize that you keep a lot of promise to yourself, you are emboldened to attempt things that ordinarily you will not do because you know the worst that would happen is you may not get it right the first time. But if it is attempting it, you know you will do it. Now, what are the things we can do every day? Arrive early for meetings. Arrive early for meetings. How many of us have gone to meetings recently that started exactly the time they said they were going to start? 5:30 for 5:30. How many of us? Any club meeting recently? Is there anyone here? For any meeting you've attended recently that started 5:30 when they said 5:30 on the agenda? You see? Most of the times, what happens is the role players don't show up on time. And who are the role players? It's all of us here. Arrive on time. Let's start from there. Prepare for your assigned roles. There's no role that is small or big. They all have a place. They all have a reason, and there's a part that they are supposed to play in your development journey. Thank you so much. I can see that my time is up. Communicate early if plans change. Support fellow members for growth, whether you're evaluating them or not. Celebrate small wins and reliability in your club. Now, in conclusion, commitment is a choice we have to make daily. This commitment will be tested as you go on, as you do your club activity, whether at the club level, area, or division level. This commitment will be tested. When things don't get comfortable, when circumstances are not usual, that's when the true test of the commitment will come. Will you still be the one that they rely on in situations like that? So for sake of our time, I want to end here, and I'd like to take a few questions if we have any. If not, I'd like to hand over back to our moderator. Do we have questions, please? Oh, 5 minutes left. Okay, that's enough time to take questions or comments. Do we have any question or comment, please? The floor is now open.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Elvis, for that heartwarming session. Because I call it heartwarming because you literally touched the codes of some of my pain points in Toastmasters. And my contribution is this. This is now to the club officers, especially the Vice President Education, to ensure that you don't plan meetings using the fire brigade approach, whereby you have a meeting that is supposed to take place in 2 weeks' time, but you didn't start planning till when it is 3 days to the meeting. Immediately after a particular meeting, you should start planning the next, such that you give people enough time to prepare, clear their calendars, and be able to show up for your meeting in good time. I remember a club in Port Harcourt. I think it's the Oil City Toastmasters Club. They reached out to me for the role of a contest judge, and they did that about 1.5 months before the contest time. I went directly to my calendar and logged in the time, and something happened. About 15 days to the meeting, or was it 20 days to the actual contest, they reached out again to confirm my commitment to attend the contest. And I told them, given the time they've given me, I cannot say no. No matter what I have that day, I have to clear it to show up. And then I ended up showing up, you know? So that's really how it works. When you're able to reach out to people as early as possible, you give them the opportunity to show up as well and be able to play the role. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ikrama. In addition to what you've said, there was something I did during my year as VPE. In addition to the role players I invite, I also invite other Toastmasters. So the way I would invite and follow up on my role players, that's the same way I will invite and follow up on other Toastmasters just to attend my meeting. Why? So that they will be my backup. I know people will cancel last minute. For you to be saying, oh, he canceled and that's the reason why your meeting is not going, it shows you're not committed. You know this ahead. It's not the first time it's happening, and it's not going to be the last. What's your plan? What's your contingency plan that you have in place? For me, it would be to invite other Toastmasters. In short, there was a day I had a meeting as president. Nobody from the club meeting came. Look, for the club, I mean, both ESCO or member, nobody showed up. But in that hall, I had 30 people. So imagine, if I didn't invite nobody, you would cancel the meeting now. And it wasn't as if they told me like time ahead that, oh, we're not going to make it. They started canceling from 2. Usually during that year as president, I go to my club venue by 3. We're using Novare Mall, so they have events there to be sure that there will be no surprises. So I show up 3, the place is set, and I'm just waiting. So they started calling, but at that time they were calling, the room was set. Oh, I'm not able to make it. Oh, so as they were calling, I was replacing. Then the ones I couldn't replace, the moment the people show up, I'm like, oh, thank God you are here. This is it. This is it. And the meeting held. I said I had 30 people in attendance. Nobody from the club came, both the ESCO and the members. So these are the things. In addition to following up and giving enough notice, also invite other Toastmasters to your club meeting. Thank you so much. Any other comment? I think my 5 minutes is up, or is it still remaining? Any question or comment? Or have I just bored you for this few times we've had together? So I say that you're laughing. Please, if I'm bored, you tell me so I can apologize, please. Thank you, Madam PQD, DTM Ijura. Thank you, ma. So do we have any other comment or questions? Okay, at this point, I'd like to hand over back to our moderator. Thank you so much. Over to you, Professor Ikrama.
Thank you so much. But I think our actual moderator is in the room, Toastmaster Aisha. Are you still here? Oh, Toastmaster Aisha seems to be having technical difficulties. So I'll keep on. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Davis, the distinguished Toastmaster Elvis, for that wonderful delivery. We really learned a lot. And now we'll be moving on to the quiz launch. And this one will be shared by one of the TLI committee members, Toastmaster Saida Drabu. She's going to share the quiz, and we're going to have 10 minutes to respond to the quiz. No, 7 minutes to respond to the quiz. Please take note of time and then participate. The winner gets a prize.
Time starts. It's time for the toast first, and later I will share the quiz.
Oh, okay, the toast first before the quiz?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Saida, for that clarification. So we're going to receive the toast from an ancestor, a leader par excellence, the director for Division G, distinguished Toastmaster Mary Henry Bonica. Over to you, ma.
Thank you very much, the impromptu moderator, Toastmaster Mohammed Ikrama. And good evening, my brother Division Director C. Good evening, Madam PQD, this double DCM Ejura of Manachi. And good evening, everyone. To the toast, please make sure your glasses are charged and ready for the toast. And that was a brilliant presentation on keeping commitments. You know, commitments can be funny sometimes. When we make them, we're full of energy. Like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. But when it's time to actually do them, suddenly, like the trainer said, some unforeseen circumstances happen. Suddenly, the weather changes, traffic appears, and sometimes, like today, the bed starts to look so extra comfortable and you don't want to get out of it. But yes, here we are, after work, still showing up after 5, tired, but still present. And that's, my dear Toastmasters, is commitment in action. Keeping commitment is not about being perfect, but it's about showing up, even when we don't feel like it. It's about keeping your words and saying, come what may, I'll be there. And preferably right on time, not African time. So tonight, let's raise our glasses. Please open your cameras. I hope I'm not the only one here. Let's see your glasses, everyone. I can't see anyone. Toastmaster Ikrama, looks like he left me here. Can we all charge our glasses, and let's raise our glasses to the meetings we didn't miss, to the speeches we didn't postpone, to every moment we chose progress over excuses. We chose discipline over excuses, even when it was easier for us to actually make those excuses rather than show up. Because keeping commitments is what makes us Toastmasters and not just talkers. So cheers to keeping commitments. Cheers to progress. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Over to you, the moderator.
Cheers, everyone.
The moderator.
So let me take the floor. Thank you, DM. Dear Muhammad, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I had a power cut. As you can see, my face and the darkness is indistinguishable. So we are now moving on to the quiz session, and we are going to take the quiz in 7 minutes. We're going to take the quiz in 7 minutes. Toastmaster Saida is going to lead us through the quiz. Over to you, Toastmaster Saida.
Thank you, dear Muhammad. I already shared the link on the chat, so you can go there and take. Thank you.
Don't walk, you don't try. Supposed to be giant. You look for me, come best name at all. Person with no man on. When I land softly on the sofa floor. So far, so good. Money back down. Let me see you. Oh, lo, lo, lo. Let me see you. Oh, lo, lo, lo. Oh. let me go down. Let me see you there, go lo lo lo. Let me see you, go lo lo lo. Let me go down. Let me see you there, go lo lo lo. Let me see you, go lo lo lo. Let me go down. Let me see you there, go lo lo lo. Let me go lo lo lo. Let me see you there, go lo lo lo. Wake up. Supposed to be hard. You look on you see when I'm mad. And I'm the last of so far, so cool. When you back down, let me see you. Oh, let me see you. Oh, let me go down. Let me see you. Oh, let me see you. Oh, let me
End of the
Don't walk, don't try. So first to the fight. We can be on our bed. Don't walk, don't try. So first to the fight. She won't stop pushing until she see my cadaver. She won't stop pushing until she see my cadaver. Our car system now I've seen it. A time of no one you take. A time of no one you take. Pick two, that's got check up. Buy my ticket, make I take off. Quality time on Gucci bag, which one you want? You got it, your cake, I have it. You gonna do this with my day back late. If you don't do it, then I leave my day wait. This your pattern, no up again. Come back again. My lane. Mama, if it's easy to be a man, take my shoes and go crazy. Even when my energy down, what they drink kokoro, hot taste. Why you think about in emergency? My just shall I feel great? Even when energy down, what they drink kokoro, hot taste. Don't need for fasting. That's the message I don't pass through. You the pictures like a gorilla. Show my boy Timo Forilla. Check on me, baby. Check on me. I get you and my family all on me. Check on me. Check on me. All on me. Check on you. Big two, that's got check up. Buy my ticket, make I take off. A quality time on Gucci bag, which one you want? You got it, your cake, I have it. Gonna do this with my day back till late. If you don't do it, then I leave my day wait. This your pattern, no up again. Come back again. Mama be my thing. Mama, if it is to be a man, take my shoes and go crazy. Even when my energy down, what they drink, go. Why you think about it, imagine, yo.
Our time is up now. Thank you so much for the entertainment. And the quiz is now over. Any answer submitted now is not going to be considered. So thank you so much. While we wait for the quiz result, we're going to listen to the district news. And I'm going to be sharing that. So Zoom Master, if you could help me share your screen, the district info, and we can go through all the slides quickly. We are going to take the next 5 minutes doing that. Yes, Zoom Master, please share the district info.
I don't have
Yes, DTM Ada.
Let me share the district info.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So we are going to be looking at the things that District 130 has.
Muhammad,
Yes,
I'm supposed
Saida?
to lead this part. I'm supposed to lead this part.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Saida.
Thank you for the floor, dear Muhammad. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters. It is both an honor and joy to be here with you tonight to share some exciting updates from District 140. I bring you 3 key pieces of information that mark important milestone in our journey together. As you know, September was a dynamic month filled with energy and competition at the club level. Now, we step into October, the month dedicated to area contests. This is a time to elevate our voices, sharpen our skills, and support one another as we continue claiming the Toastmasters path. Our second information, dear Zoom Master, please. The second information is about, yes, thank you. The District 100 first 100 days challenge. This initiative celebrates commitment, passion, and action. To be part of this recognition, clubs are to meet specific criteria that showcase their engagement and momentum from the very beginning of the year. And the criteria was first, having submitted the club success plan. Secondly, renewal of at least 20 members. Thirdly, 1 year membership payment for 8 members. And third, recruitment of 5 new members. Fifth criteria, organization of the first semester contest, the 2 categories. We are talking about the humorous contest and also the table topics contest. And then gain 5 points on the DCP. Yes. And after all, 100% of officers trained. And the last criteria was 100 of members enrolled in pathways. So now, the third information marks it in your calendars. This Sunday, dear Zoom Master, the next one. This Sunday, thank you, October 19th at 3 p.m., we'll come together for a moment of joy and recognition, the Golden Quarter celebration. Let's connect, celebrate, and shine the spotlight on the incredible contribution of our members and clubs. Your presence will make this celebration even more meaningful. That concludes the District 140 updates for today. Thank you for your attention, your energy, and your unwavering commitment to growth and excellence. Together, we rise. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful delivery, Toastmaster Saida. Well done. And now we're informed and we're equipped. Next, we are going to go into the result of the quiz. So do we have the result? Toastmaster Saida is ready. Please the screen. Let's see who is of this program. For showing up, keeping your commitment to your Toastmasters promise. Today's session has been a revealing session. Thank you so much to our trainer, Distinguished Toastmaster Elvis Agena. We had several district directors in the room. We had Distinguished Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, Division D Director. We had Distinguished Toastmaster Inyang Ate Iyang, the Division C Director. We had Distinguished Toastmaster Mary Henry Aponica, the Division G Director, and we had some prolific Toastmasters in the room as well. Distinguished Toastmaster Ejura Opanacha, the Opanachi. We have Distinguished Toastmaster Paul Abbey. We have Distinguished Toastmaster Yaya, who was our Zoom master. Well done, everyone, for showing up and staying till the end. From the Toastmasters Leadership Committee, Leadership Institute Committee, we thank you for coming in here, and we urge you to always share the afterwork sessions that are coming up. Afterwork sessions now come up every fortnight, twice every month, and we urge you to share with your districts, with your divisions, your areas, and your club, so that we have as many Toastmasters as possible, especially club area and division leaders, to join and learn to optimize their process and bring that excellence that we always revere in Toastmasters. Thank you so much. Saida, do we have the results here?
The TM edit is coming with the results.
Okay. All right, so let's hold on a bit for the results. And I can say we can unmute and share camaraderies before the results arrive.
Hello, everyone. I have the results, and the winner is DTM Mary Agbonika. Let's send the emoticons to congratulate her, please, together. Congratulations, dear DTM.
DTM Mary.
You did well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will send your book by email.
Congrats.
Thank you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the TLI team.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Have a good evening. Hello, bye.